What's the opening? I don't know what the opening is this week.
I don't know. You always come up with them.
I don't have an opening bit. There's no opening bit this week.
Well, at least we made it this far.
That's so cheesy. That's the best you...
Wait, like it's more cheesy than the shit you come up with?
Whoa!
I'm so tired of the phone, baby. I don't like the tone of the way we say I love you 1,000 times. We say those words, but we can't look into each other's eyes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sadie Hawkins' pod.
I need to turn the cooler off. Hold on.
April's also playing with her food, with her kibbies in the background.
Did I hit the right switch? Which is the switch?
Oh my gosh,
There
turn
we
them
go.
all down. No. Now you have it heating up. Turn them all down.
There we go. Our
The
water
hot
bubble.
one is still on.
What? I'll turn it off later. It's not making noise. We can have nice hot tea later.
I guess, yeah, we can. We have a water cooler that in our
And we always
recording
have to turn it off
space.
every night when we record, and we
Yeah.
forgot to turn it off. Who cares? At least we got it this far. So, yes, we're talking about, at least we made it this far this week. Top of the show business.
Okay.
Last week, we talked about... We're doing some clips right away.
Whoa.
Because last week we talked about which to bury, us or the hatchet. And since we had our guest last week, and there were so many which to bury videos, right? I was like, which of these to dig up? Because there's so many which to bury videos. But there was one that I absolutely wanted to play.
Okay.
And I completely forgot that it was important to listen to. I mean, we played all the good... There were a lot of bad covers last week for which to bury, us to the hatchet. So I purposely only picked the good covers. But there's this one with this insane energy. And I had to play this, and I forgot. So we're going back to last week. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been self-vamping until I could find the link. Here we go. So this is... No, I'm not vamping anymore. I found it. So this is uploaded by Gary Lee Hutchins. The YouTube channel is Gary Lee Hutchins. But it says it's a cover by Michaela Rose live at Cosmic Pizza.
Awesome.
So this is like, I guess, it's like an open mic energy, whether or not it's actually a concert for her, like locally or something. It's got an open mic energy. But then listen to...
Open mic night at the Cosmo Pizza.
Yeah, at Cosmic Pizza.
Cosmic Pizza.
Check out what's going on as this cover plays.
It's gonna be my last song for the night. This one, I decided I was gonna do one of my favorite songs ever. This one's by Relient, and it's called Wish to Bury, Us to the Hatchet.
Some people will fall off, some people might come back, and, those that end up shooting themselves in the foot because of the things that they're doing, it's going to be obvious to everyone and not just because someone else says, I don't like it, you shouldn't like it. Everyone's going to either like or not like this because of what they...
This looks like a high school gymnasium.
Okay.
Is this like... How is this Cosmic Pizza?
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it's a pizza party at the school and they call it like youth groups call themselves a coffee house, but it's really just church on Thursday night.
Right.
And they'd call themselves coffee house.
Yes.
But it's just church. And there's sodas for 50 cents each.
Yeah.
What I want you to listen to is these two guys. So I think whoever runs Cosmic Pizza was like, we got to record every night at Cosmic Pizza. Or maybe Gary Lee Hutchins, and for Michaela Rose, maybe just put the camera on a tripod. Well, then there's two bros. There's two bros who were sitting or standing by the camera, picking up their conversation. And it's like, I think it's like a misogynistic relationship conversation. So see what you can suss out from this.
Not because of someone else's Right. That takes care of itself. Right. Yeah, and that's, at this point,
like on BuzzFeed Unsolved, the Supernatural episodes where they use the ghost box
That's
thing.
Jessica's new obsession.
Where they use I prefer the true crime ones, but they use this ghost box where it's like supposed to scan however many radio channels at once, and they're like, oh, there's talking. And it's like, yeah, because you're picking up on a radio station or like a phone call or something.
Maybe you need to put headphones on directly from the episode. Maybe this isn't the mind blower I thought it was, but I seriously recommend everyone go check out Gary Lee Hutchins' Michaela Rose live Witch to Bury Us or the Hatchet cover. Because it's like they're basically talking like, yeah, she's a real problem. Like, you had to like do what you had to do. That problem that's going to take care of itself once you like stop taking her calls or whatever. This isn't exactly what they're saying, but that's like the
aggressive.
It's real. It feels like a real aggressive thing.
I expected more from patrons of Cosmic Pizza.
There's a new Amsterdam song. I would expect more from Cosmic Pizza as well. There's a new Amsterdam song, which is the side project of the guy from Get Up Kids, where it's like, oh, I'm going to play it. So this is it. This is stupid. We don't need to play it.
You flipped on that one fast.
It's going to take forever to, but there's a song called We're So Thin by the New Amsterdams, where it like starts out like you're hearing the song in a bar or something, and you hear a conversation about two people talking about someone that was in a horrible accident. Like, you hear them over the chatter, and it's like gory and upsetting. That's the energy on this Michaela Rose video, because they're talking about like taking, like some girl being a problem. Again, this blew my mind when I found it. I thought you were about to say
taking care of business. That really sounded like that's what was going to come out. Are they taking care of pizza? Because it's Cosmic Pizza.
They should be.
Oh my gosh. What a deep, deep reference.
We're the only people in the world who not only watch, but actually liked the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon show.
Yep.
Severely underrated.
So underrated.
Like, it premiered the same year as Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and we're like, this is actually really funny. Obviously, it doesn't follow in line continuity-wise with the movie, but we enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
And Bob's Burgers aired the same year, and we're like, we're not watching Bob's Burgers. Well, then which show lasted 200 years and which one didn't? Yeah. I just wanted to share that. I was so upset when I realized I hadn't shared that video from last week because it blew my mind. But yeah, it's a weird energy to start the episode with, so I apologize for bringing that to top of the show business. Instead, let's listen to proper top of the show business, which is a voicemail.
All right.
This is from Beatrice.
Oh, nice. We haven't heard from Beatrice in a while.
Hi, it's Beatrice. I know I haven't called you guys in a while.
Well, you guys,
I just said
you
that.
agree.
But I know this is very random, but on Twitter I saw that it was someone's birthday, but I don't know whether it's Danny's or Jess's. But regardless, I just want to call happy birthday. And also election day, so like so it's like even better. Yeah, I just wanted to say happy birthday to whoever has the birthday the day I'm calling. So yeah, hope you had an awesome day. Bye.
Well, it was my birthday the day she called.
Thank you for calling up.
But incidentally, we're both born in November. So
yes.
This is like our shared birthday month.
Yeah.
Just like Bilbo and Frodo. It's not in the movies that much, but you know that Bilbo Baggins and Frodo Baggins share like the same almost birthday. Like it's in the books.
They're just like 500 years apart or something.
Right. They are. But
just like us.
Exactly.
There's this like 3 week period of time where I get to tease Danny that he's even more of a cradle robber because he's 5 years older than me.
Not just 4. It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. So what did I do for my birthday? We got soda pop. Oh yeah, we posted that to the Instagram stories. We went to a soda store. Yeah, it's my birthday. Whatever. It's over. It's over now.
We got takeout sushi.
I got Pink's hot dogs, which I haven't had in years.
We were super, super happy. Lots of celebrations going on your birthday.
But Jessica's foot is still healing from her twist, which happened hours before we recorded last.
Yeah.
So she's still on crutches. We had just been to did we say we had just been to the urgent care?
I don't think so.
And then we came home and we started recording. Anyway, thank you, Beatrice, for the happy birthday wishes, and I'll share them with Jessica because it's her birthday in just a couple weeks.
Thank you.
So anyway, at least we made it this far, and I'm not talking
the episode.
Yeah, into the episode. I'm not talking about the song, which this week we're talking about. At least we made it this far.
This is kind of a spiritual sister song to "Stuck with You" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Yes. Sort of.
He's pointing at me.
Well, this is the thing. I wrote that down, but did you watch that Vimeo video?
No, I just sent it to you.
I got thrown off. This is what we can start with.
Oh.
Because I've never dug deeply into the lyrics of this song. Okay. I thought it was just about a couple.
I got stuff to say.
Okay.
So.
I thought it was just about a couple that, like, aren't sure where they are anymore. And they're just like, hey, at least we made it this far. And I wrote down exactly like "Happy to Be Stuck with You" by Huey Lewis and the News. But the line that really makes you interpret that, and made me interpret it, and probably makes other people interpret it, is they say I love you, but we can't look into each other's eyes. Right? It's like, oh, I love you, but I don't actually connect with you when I say it. That's what it sounds like, but it might actually mean he's on tour and he doesn't get to look in her eyes because he has to call from another city to say I love you. Oh. I think that might actually be...
I did not contemplate that.
I didn't contemplate that either, but this is what happened. I was with you 100%. And then I walked April right before we started recording this episode, and you found in your deep dive a Vimeo fan video, which is very unusual. We don't normally find like derivative fan works on Vimeo. And I did not find it on YouTube. And I had done all my YouTube research, and I was like, oh, well, while I'm walking April, let me watch that Vimeo video really quick. And they filmed their video. We'll get to it later. But they filmed their video of two people on the phone, like calling and like, you know, acting out the song, I love you too. And they can't look into each other's eyes. And when they both hang up, then they both look sad because they're not together. And he's like driving and on the road, and she's at home and looking at pictures of him, and they're talking on the phone and happy. It totally threw a wrench in the monkey works, or a monkey wrench in the works, or whatever.
I'm still going to make a case for my theory, for our theory.
I think it could be both, but
because now I just have to throw out all my notes if that's the case. So
well, because here's the thing is,
I feel like there's other lyrics though that
it could be about
support.
a challenged relationship.
Yeah,
it could be about a long distance relationship, or he's saying he's tired of the road. So it could specifically be about a relationship that's long distance because he's touring or he's traveling, and they're not together, and things are maybe strained.
I will say this is a song where I was like, this is the first time probably that I was like, oh, I'm actually looking forward to reading through the song meanings to see what people think this is about.
Yeah.
So like we were kind of saying, the song to me, it has always been about a relationship that's gotten a little bit too comfortable and a little stale, and questioning if it's time to write a personal ad to find someone who likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. But ultimately not wanting to give that relationship up.
Right.
So yeah, I just kind of viewed it as like more relatable Relient K. At least the way that we had originally interpreted it, because you know, who hasn't, even in the strongest relationship, had a similar stream of consciousness that went like, man, you know, I'm tired of the same old. It's like we say I love you, but we don't even look at each other anymore. It's also routine. But I guess we made it to this comfortable spot, this like non-exciting spot past the honeymoon phase. So well, at least we made it this far. And honestly, once you can get past that and you can get into that sort of that like falling into a rut sort of phase, if you can, you know, keep going through that, it's smooth sailing from there. Like, sure, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Gosh, you seem to have a lot to say about this subject. Like, you're very familiar with the idea of being overly comfortable in a relationship and wondering if the person actually loves you. Gosh, you have so much to say on this topic. That's amazing that you can. That's amazing that you can connect emotionally with you, that you can kind of be empathetic to people who must have that problem.
I'm just going through the song. Like, yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side, but I really hope that, you know, when you, the other person, like, looks back at those early days, you remember that same excited feeling. Because if you change your mind, and I've thought about it.
You've thought about what?
Thought about you.
You've thought about
go.
changing your mind?
I can't take it. And won't have it. And you're my person, and I'll cling to you, and I'll fight for you, and be strong for both of us. But that also, you're right, works if the idea is that he's writing it from the fact that he's like out on the road and he's like tired of being out on the road.
Right. I think because I really like this song. It's so bright and nice, and its position on the album is really good because this album does kind of like go back and forth between sort of slow, sadder songs and like happy, peppy songs, right? Mm-hmm. There is like a singular tone to this album, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in terms of how and why the album was written, which we've talked about on every other Nashville Tennis song. But to like say like Curl Up and Die, basically this song feels like a mirror version of Curl Up and Die, because both songs actually have, first of all, remind me to get into the lyrical content comparatively, but here's the thing, like, listen to the opening of At Least We Made It This Far, and then listen to the opening of Curl Up and Die. It's not, I don't know if it's the same chord progression. I don't know if it's a similar chord progression or some sort of like but I don't know. But it's a similar thing, right? And whereas with Curl Up and Die, you have a very sad song tonally, with the lyrics are actually, and when lyrics sound sad, but the lyrics are actually about kind of healing. Like the lyric, it's like a sad veneer on top of what's actually meant to be a very healing song. And then At Least We Made It This Far is kind of the polar opposite. It's the Inside Out Peanut Butter Cup. It's like, here you've got a very peppy, happy song with what sound like very peppy, happy lyrics, but it sounds like it's about a relationship in turmoil and in trouble. And so, yeah, I never delved that deeply into it, but that's what we do on the show. We look deeper into songs that we never really paid attention to. And I always thought it was just about a couple that was comfortable and not trying too hard. But then I saw that video and I'm like, oh, wait. Because at the beginning he says, I'm so tired of the phone. I don't like the tone, right? They're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
That does sound like the proper interpretation. I don't think that this shifts the song from our like immediate interpretation too much.
It does make it very literal though, whereas we were viewing it in more of a metaphorical.
Right. So I think it is about a couple that is in turmoil, but I don't know if it's about them like sitting on the couch every night and not looking at each other.
Right, or if it's just like a long distance
It's
thing.
a long distance thing, and it's like, hey, we've made it this far. It's almost like, it's also like that Shania Twain song. What's that Shania Twain song? You know, like Roper covered
Man, I
it.
Feel Like a Woman?
Yeah, that's it. Reese Roper famously covered Man, I Feel Like a Woman. No,
That one that everybody used as their like wedding dance song in like 2003.
Like, look at us, we're still married. Yeah, still the one. Still the one I come to. Something to. This is not a Shania Twain song by song podcast. This is a song by song podcast for a different Canadian singer. I'm trying to get to the trademark.net scans of the artwork so we can definitively be sure we're looking at the correct lyrics, because I don't really want to trust
Song meanings or genius.
Like, what if they're all a little off? Which, speaking of that, in terms of like how I just got what I got out of this song at a surface level and didn't delve any deeper, I was always convinced that the lyric, when he says, but it all looks smooth from here, forever, I just heard good, but it all looks good from here. And then I listened to the covers and everyone was saying smooth. And I'm like, oh, is that it? And then I listened again and I'm like, he's so obviously saying smooth. But I just always heard it all looks good from here. Plus, I think it all looks good from here is more colloquial It's more something you'd hear people say to say it all looks good from here. It's something you hear more often.
Yeah, I always mess up that lyric. I always say good instead of smooth.
Yeah. So that's, that's another thing that just shows, like, I don't pay attention good. Okay. All right. So let's read the lyrics right off of the CD. I'm so tired of the phone, baby. I don't like the tone of the way we say I love you 1,000 times. We say those words but can't look into each other's eyes. I always thought, because I didn't really pay super attention to the first few lines.
Right.
But just the emphasis when you get to the end of a stanza, when you get to the end of that measure in any song, it's sort of the lyrics at the end of a measure are emphasized a little bit more. So to hear someone say we can't look into each other's eyes, that puts a very common idea of a couple that can't look into each other's eyes.
Right.
Not literally meaning like we physically aren't allowed to look into each other's eyes because we're 4,000 miles is too much, 2,000 miles away. Oh, and I guess we made it, or at least we made it this far, and it all looks smooth from here. Oh, and in a future day, there may be waves, but I must say the skies have never looked so clear. So I'm guessing he means, it's like, so that's a metaphor, right? He's saying in the future day there might be waves.
Might get rocky.
It might get rocky. He's saying it may get rocky, but then he's comparing the sea to the sky. He's taking things from nature, and he's taking the ocean and the sky, which are very, like, especially because Relient K and Matt Thiessen love nature and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's comparing those things.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm picturing things in my mind here. It's all coming clear. You know what? This episode, there may be waves, but it's all becoming clear on this song.
Are you going clear?
No. No. Call Leah Remini. Save me. Jessica's trying to convince me. No, I'm just kidding. Have never looked so clear. Oh, and I guess we made it, 'cause it ain't far to go from here. I'm so tired of the road, driving through the snow, and just maybe you'll sit back and think about the times when we said those words and looked into each other's eyes. And you have given me and this is the bridge. And you have given me a heart attack. You'll never know what it's like to face the fact you might let me go. Okay, so there's like the first real sign of trouble. Mm-hmm. For most of this song, you could take it like this happy to be stuck with you thing of they're gonna stick it out. Whatever's going on in the relationship, they're gonna stick it out. But now he's saying like you might actually break up with me because of this, what now we're seeing as a long distance relationship. That's the first real sign of trouble in the song. And I won't stand for any thought of that, heavens no, 'cause I will cling to you and always have a stronger hold. So I think that's what, so now that and you know what, if I hadn't watched that video before we recorded, maybe we would have figured out, hey, wait a second, this seems to be about a long distance relationship.
So it's more of a Faithfully by Journey.
Yes. Do, 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 do. That's my favorite riff.
What?
You know what? I always do that thing.
Yes.
It's like circus life when we're in the car. There's little things I add to songs. Like everyone knows when you're listening to Jimmy Buffett, you go the salt, and you go you add those little callbacks to a song.
You listen to Jimmy Buffett a lot, Dan.
We all listen. Is it Jimmy Buffett? It's Jimmy Buffett, right? You confused me and made me think it was somebody else. But, adding callbacks to songs. Oh, and Sweet Caroline, that's another one. Like the callbacks to that. The callbacks that are in that.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has famous callbacks. So I like to add callbacks to songs that don't exist and confuse Jessica and makes her think that they exist canonically in the song.
Danny's favorite thing to do is gaslight me.
Yeah, but I didn't try to gaslight you by adding my own callbacks to other songs. Like, I always do Girls on Film by Duran Duran. When they go Girls on Film, I go film, film, film. And then Jessica, one day we're driving in the car and she's like, they're not going film, film, film. Is this a different mix? I'm like, that's what I do. So in Faithfully, when in the second chorus, when he goes, circus life, and I go, do, 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 do. I think it would be good if they added that to the background. Like in Deathbed, when they just add that accordion and the wedding chimes during the different, when he's bowling and when they're having their wedding. I know you wouldn't know. I know you don't listen to that song. I have so much more. I'm so much better prepared to do a Deathbed episode now, by the way. If anyone's listened to our, like, giant call-in Deathbed episode, like, I was ill-prepared. I was, like, just scratching the surface at that song. And now I feel like I actually know that song so much better than I've ever known it before. And I'm ready to do a full episode. So eventually when I have a new co-host who will want to do that song, we'll be ready to do a proper episode for Deathbed.
Are you currently accepting resumes?
Yeah. Send it to sadiehawkinspod@gmail.com. Make sure to put in your subject line, hiring position. But
Attention, Danny.
Attention, Danny. Attention, HR. So, so you said the happy to be stuck with you part. But yeah, it is more like a Faithfully song. Or there's a Kiss song that's like that as well. Is it Beth?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bridge of this song is like, you have given me a heart attack. That part of the song scratches the same itch, and I know you don't know this song, but I was like, why am I even bothering bringing it up? But Hands Down by Dashboard Confessional, it also has a bridge that's like this, and it's not like the same, and I absolutely don't think there's any monkey business going on there at all, but it just scratches the same itch.
What about
in my
monkey
brain.
Wrenches?
I've already mentioned monkey wrench. I've mentioned so many monkeys in this episode. Sometimes a noun gets... Jessica's going, I know, that's why... Sometimes a random noun gets... Actually, I have a word a day calendar, and this... Today, the word was monkey, and I was like, oh, interesting. One thing about this song also, musically, is I kind of wish the bass was doing a little bit more, right? Because this song is, like, so good. I think this song's so good. It's so sweet.
It's very acoustic.
It's very acoustic.
It's very like Nashville vibes.
Yeah. And they describe it as a country song in a live video that I found. Like, they are deliberately considering it to be a country song. And then, you've discovered that time, was it Google Play has this definitively marked as a country album. Like, all of Bird and the B-sides is marked as a country album. So I'm like, did they listen to this song and the opening couple of seconds of Where Do I Go From Here? And they were like, oh, it's a country album. And Be Your Man. So I love the production of this album, especially when you consider what we learned from John Schneck. And what is kind of, I'm figuring out is kind of known a little bit out there, is that they recorded Bird and the B-sides like as an obligation to the record label. Like, it was something they had to kind of throw together because they didn't really want to do a new full-length album. We talk about this every time we come back to Nashville, Tennessee EP. But I have something specific to say on this with the song. The fact that, like, they were not ready to do their sixth album. And the record label was like, no, you need to do a full-length album. We need a full-length album from you. And they were like, ugh, okay. I'm extrapolating a little bit now based on top of what John Schneck told us. But so they go and they record a full-length version, a full-length new album, what is ostensibly could have been album 6. But they're like, we're going to hide it as a B-side collection with half new songs and half of these full-length new songs, and call it a B-side collection, call it a Nashville Tennis EP, so it's not canonically our sixth album. But it's so funny that that's the politics of this album existing, and yet it sounds so good. Like, this song, like, they didn't half-ass it. You know what I mean? Like, Green Day, with their new album, is, like, that all these conspiracy theories about Green Day's new album, that it sounds like crap, because they just want to get out of their record contracts. But, like, Relient K literally did the exact same thing. They needed to get out of their record contract, and they had to record this album, and they did it, but they put out something really, really good. Like all the new Nashville, Tennessee EP songs are great, and this song, like the production on the new Green Day album is atrocious. The production on Bird and the B-sides and Nashville, Tennessee EP specifically is so good, and this song is as well. I think I really love
Did Aaron Sprinkle do that one? The new Green Day album?
No, he didn't. Aaron Sprinkle only did half of.
Oh, okay.
No, he only did half of the Green Day album. No, he only did half of Collapsible Lung. You can't blame Aaron Sprinkle for everything. So, I love the mix on this song. The bass is exactly where I think it should be, but when I hear it, there's parts that are just like boom, 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 just in key with the song, and I'm like, it could just be doing a little bit more. Not too showy, but I wish there was a little bit extra melody, like, because the drums are fun. The drums are going out there. The drums aren't just straightforward. There's a bunch of stuff going on with Ethan's drums on this track, but there's not much going on with the bass, and I wish there was just a little extra melody added instead of those middle, like when you get into the verses, it's just boom, 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 like just a little bit more. Not like a big old ska walking bass, like it doesn't need to be showy, just a little extra melody, like a couple extra notes, on each thing would have been better for me. That's the only criticism I have of this song, like musically, production-wise, or whatever.
It just occurred to me, have we forgotten to mention... because I don't know if we've done any songs since the last one we acknowledged was on the fan-curated vinyl. Have we not done another one of those songs since? Because it just occurred to me that it's been a few months since we were like, oh, and this song is on the fan-curated vinyl.
We either forgot to look into it. This isn't on the fan-curated vinyl, though, I don't think, right?
I don't think so,
No.
but I don't remember.
And you can go order a new copy of the fan-curated vinyl. They put it back in black vinyl, which I would have preferred when I pre-ordered it because I prefer black vinyl. But no, I don't know. We forgot to mention when we did Skittles and Combos, that it's the hidden track on the fan-curated vinyl.
Did we forget?
Yes, we did. We forgot to mention it. Should I go in and throw something on there?
Absolutely.
Save over the RSS feed and just change that. I will do that. I had something, hold on. Oh, and there's another thing, and this is another thing about my comparison to how Green Day just out an album to get out of their record contract, but Relient K puts together something cheap and fast seemingly, but it's still so considered and well produced. Is this track also has those birds chirping at the beginning? You ever notice that?
Yeah.
And that ties it into the whole album theme again, because with Be Your Man, which when we talked to John Schneck, he was the Ethan doing the Southern accent and the 5 great things about America, that was a last minute improvisation to do something else with that song because they didn't like how it just ended with a long guitar solo, right? But I said how Be Your Man ties the whole album together because it takes the B side and it takes the B thing and ties it into that, and then it leads into it ties the whole album together. Well, then in this track you have birds chirping, so it's just amazing. It's not a with all of the that what Daniel is always letting us know, and how and Forget Not Slow Down have these melodies that repeat,
right,
but very deliberately, not not that it was a stale thing and he just, and then not Matt Thiessen had writer's block and just copied
the Moana soundtrack.
It's not like the Moana. It's not like almost any Lin-Manuel Miranda thing where every song.
Well, we can't judge. We haven't seen Hamilton.
Yeah, but I've heard lots of other of his stuff, and it's every song sounds the same.
I have a question. Did you go to a strip club on your lunch break today? Because you have got pink sparkles on your forehead.
Do I really?
Yeah.
No, I did. You can't. I can't. They're closed right now. I've been calling up every day. It's like, how you guys doing? I'm like, which phase are you guys in for reopening? No, I don't know why I have sparkles on my head. Do you have sparkles? Did you order a stripper to come by the house? Look at these accusations. We made it this far, and now
Absolutely.
you're giving me a heart attack.
That's part of my Tuesday afternoon.
So anyway, I don't know why I have sparkles on my head. I apologize. Maybe I'm just a sparkly boy, like a Twilight vampire.
You're
You
such
think
an
you could
Edward.
outswing me?
No one can even see that.
No. We made a Twilight sketch where I was like the Twilight boy and Jessica was the Twilight girl. And it was trying to be funny, but like there's like a whole minute where there's no jokes, and then like joke, and then another minute with no jokes. It was very, very quick. It was like a 24-hour film, like a personal 24-hour film festival thing. Anyway, I'm so out of whack now. So yeah, it's funny. So I was saying like the birds chirping. Yeah. The whole time, this whole episode, weird energy, but the birds chirping tie more to the theme of the album. Right. So it's so funny where you have those musical phrases that reoccur in and forget not slow down, like Daniel lets us know. And then here you have sort of little thematic production touches that tie together, like the bees and the birds, and they all actually tie the album together. And yet this album was supposed to be like something they just threw together and pushed out the door so they could be done with their record label. Right?
Yep.
Crazy. That's why Relient K is a better band than Green Day. All you Green Day fans, jump the fence. Come on over to Relient K Town.
You know, I did the same thing. I do
K-Town.
Every time we cover a Bird and the B-side song, and I ended up listening to the entire album while doing my research today, and I kind of want to revisit Curl Up and Die when we're done, because I really only gave that song like a second thought because of the podcast. And we covered it the night before we left on a trip, and I think I had been working or something up to that point, and so you did the deep dive for me, and now I just really love that song, so like kind of want to go back and revisit
It's
it.
so a you song. It's so dramatic and emo. Such a girl song. Oh, I want to curl up and die.
Plus it gave me my new favorite superhero, so
That's right.
and by that I mean Red 5 and Tiger Leader or whatever they were called from the Transformers.
Right, the Transformers shipping video. That was still the highlight of this podcast. Every day we're just trying to reclaim that moment where we discovered that
it's
Transformers
all smooth
G1
from here.
shipping video. Well, we've made it this far into the podcast, so let's go into our break, and we'll be right back. If you enjoy Sadie Hawkins Pod, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And you can interact with the show. Call our voicemail line, 402-95-SADIE, and we'll play it on a future show.
You can send an email to sadiehawkinspod@gmail.com and visit our Instagram and Twitter, which are both @SadieHawkinsPod.
We also have merch up at our TeePublic store, where you can get a shirt, a mug, stickers, and more.
Just in time for Halloween, or for after Halloween, depending on when you're listening to this, is our little Sheep Boy shirt design, based on the cover of the original Creepy EP.
We also want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/SadieHawkinspod. There's Brady, David, Tucker, This Might Be a Podcast, Owen, Jimmy Eat Pod, Roxanne, Samantha, Helen, and Michael.
You can sign up to our Patreon for bonus episodes and exclusive merch.
And if you have a special someone in your life, think of giving them the gift of Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Look at you with the smooth transitions.
I know. Did you hear? Go back, folks, and re-listen to that smooth transition I just made, and then listen to our break again.
All right, so we've got some song meanings this week. And I apologize if I'm not enunciating properly. I'm still getting used to. We're a braces family
twins.
now. Except I got Invisalign, so I'm still getting used to them.
We're both adults with braces. We're reliving our youth.
Nikki said 12 years ago. Do you think that's little Nikki?
I swear we've heard from El Nikki on this page before. You have made that joke.
Probably.
David Ketch. That's why we call him David Ketch, because he catches all our previous references and catches how many times we say things. If you figure out where Jessica has made the little Nikki song meanings username joke before, please let us know.
If you can tell us, we'll send you some Popeyes.
Oh, I get it. I was like, why Popeyes? That's from the movie. I get it.
They said, I don't think it's so much as they've had problems, but he's been traveling a lot, so they can't look into each other's eyes when they say, I love you. I mean, the song starts out with, I'm so tired of the phone. Why did everybody else see this except you and I, Danny?
Because we didn't pay that much attention.
I think that he fears that she'll have a problem with his traveling someday, and he's afraid that he'll lose her because of it. But there's also a lot of hope. I guess we made it because it ain't far to go from here. I wish this song was written for me. I'd just be like, oh, believe me, I won't let go. LOL. Well, Rose said the same thing to Jack, and we all know how that story ended.
She immediately let him go.
AMDMB91 12 years ago said, why hasn't anyone commented on this song yet? I know the CD came out 1.5 weeks ago, but still, it's a good song. I think about how he was going through some rough times with his girl, and now that their problems have been resolved, everything's just relaxing and natural like it was before. I love the part, you have given me a heart attack, you'll never know what it's like to face the fact that you might let go. I can relate to those words so much right now. ...
Oh, I wonder how that worked out.
I'm just skimming through the rest of them.
Finding all the people that were smarter than us.
Free as a Bird 11 years ago said, okay, this is the most amazing song on the face of the planet. It describes the way love really is. Instead of the old roses and buttercream icing version on chick flicks.
Instead of the old roses and buttercream gang.
And the love means never having to say you're sorry crap. Love is rough. It doesn't eradicate sacrifice and hard work. It just makes it worthwhile. Dude, this whole CD makes me think that he's on the edge of a divorce, especially this song and the stenographer.
Whoa, wait a second.
But he can't let go because even though they're having problems, he still needs her in his life.
It technically wasn't a divorce.
And he's trying to make her realize the good times because all she can focus on is the bad. Or maybe I've completely missed the point. I wouldn't know. I don't know what his private life is like.
You don't? Wow, that is prescient AF. Because the next album is literally a breakup album. It's not a divorce because they were just engaged. But yeah, wow, that is interesting. I don't know why. Everyone on song meanings for once is way smarter than us because first they caught the fact that it's about a long distance on the road relationship. And two, I didn't even consider for a second that given the fact that this album came out, right before Forget Not Slow Down was written, that this would even tie into those songs and those stories from Forget Not Slow Down. But it probably does.
Well, 9 years ago, Swaro's Fluffball said, I'm guessing what El Nikki said is correct, but personally I view it differently. I think it's about a couple just coming out of the honeymoon phase in a relationship, so they're not as into it as they were, but they're used to routine of saying, I love you, but they don't say it with the same meaning anymore. I think the song starts off kind of sad. Well, I guess we made it, or at least we made it this far. To me, sounds apathetic, especially the way he sings it. It's like we've been together so long and it's not like anything's wrong. And then by the end of the song, he's basically, well, to me anyway, saying that he's going to cling to it and that they'll get the new love life back. Sorry, I had to do some editing as I was reading aloud. So yeah, this commenter said the same general kind of thing that we were thinking. And you know what? None of these people were like, this is clearly a song about God.
Yeah, good. Okay, because that would not be great. I mean, actually, well, I guess if this was about a relationship with no, because God would want
It would not work.
He would be able. Well, you can't. Yeah, he wouldn't work. God wouldn't work. Never mind.
So
If it was from one point of view of just the human's point of view, the human point of view where you feel disconnected from God, then sure. But this is about both parties being disconnected from each other. So, yeah.
there's this website called Secondhand Songs, and it pops up every now and then in my deep dives, and it just lists who wrote the original version of a song and then lists how many / which artists have officially covered it. And what I really love about this is that there's a bio at the beginning of each songwriter's page. So here's Matt Thiessen in the most MySpace boyfriend picture I've ever seen. Black and white selfie, where he's holding back his messy tousled hair, making like a sort of surprised, oh, I'm holding a camera. Sorry, I didn't see you there face.
Just as you turned it, it reloaded. Oh, yeah, that's so funny. That's hilarious. What? Is the camera even working? I don't know. I just woke up like this.
Exactly.
That's my impression of Thiessen in that picture.
Then Josh Below, aka Jukebox Junkie Josh, 4 months ago rated every Relient K song, and now his count is 193 songs. Is that where we are, Dan? Is that what we have?
I don't have an exact number, but we're like above 170 in terms of the number of songs we have to do.
Oh, I just meant how many songs there were in general.
That's what I mean. There's like I don't.
Oh, because we combine. I don't know if he combines or not. Hang on, let me click into this.
Yeah, because we combine. No, I have a spread. We have a spreadsheet. DM us if you want to see it. It's open for everyone to see. We have a spreadsheet with every song, and I merged like interstitial tracks that go with the song that.
So it looks like he left those like as their own thing. So
yeah,
he has.
But then I merged like The Thief with There Was No Thief, and Fallen Man with Every Fallen Man, and that's not the name of it, but whatever it's called. I merged like song. Oh, and Curb with whatever song that is a demo of. I can't remember. Putting me on the spot, but no, like yeah, we merged songs together, and we have around 170 episodes total.
Yeah, okay. So on here they did, and they also counted K for karaoke songs, and they did like all the like Oasis and outro and everything,
right,
separately.
But I also dug deep to find like unreleased songs or songs that were on comps that didn't have much life outside of that. Like, does he have Operation on there?
Yeah, at number 135. I'm looking at it right now.
Does he have Body B on there?
I don't know.
Or does he have the DC Talk cover?
But at 128, he has At Least We Made It This Far from Bird and the B-Sides. Then for another list, this came in at number 41 on Earn This's top 50 Relient K songs, and they stated, "This downbeat folksy track gives us a personal look at Matt Thiessen's romance with Shannon Murphy being worn down by the road. Good foreshadowing to the romantic collapse chronicled in Forgetting Not Slow Down."
Well, there you go. What I thought was
conjecture.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty likely, to be honest.
Now, I think we visited this article before, but it's the Jesus Freak Hideout concert review for the 2009 Uncle Fest tour. And they just so happened to mention them playing this song at Crocodile Rock in Allentown, PA is when they wrote this from.
Now, here's my question. Crocodile Rock, the Elton John song, is all about how he and Susie used to do the Crocodile Rock. But where's the Crocodile Rock? Because this song is just about how there was a song called Crocodile Rock. But where's the song? It's not the song we're listening to, because he's mentioning his girlfriend Susie.
Wait, Crocodile Rock Veggie Tales? What is this? Crocodile Rock the Baha Men? What?
What?
Hang on. What is this? Oh, wow. This is actually a thing.
Oh, yeah. Someone told us about this because we didn't know after we finished the VeggieTales, our 2 VeggieTales episodes. I didn't know that the VeggieTales also covered Sadie Hawkins' dance.
Right.
Which I guess we'll talk. Which we would have talked about if we knew about it. We would have talked about it on the Pirates episode, but we'll talk about it on the Sadie Hawkins dance episode someday. Anyway, the VeggieTales have done multiple cover albums. They've done like VeggieTales sing the 70s, VeggieTales sing the 80s, VeggieTales sing.
Who needs Kids Bop when you have Bob and Larry?
Yeah, VeggieTales sing thrash metal.
That one's my favorite. So we have a CBN article. Relient K celebrates 10 years with The Bird and the B-Sides. Relient K's The Bird and the B-Sides, scheduled for July 1st release by Goatee Records, is by far the most ambitious EP of the band's career. In fact, with 26 songs, including 13 brand new ones, and a runtime of 70 minutes, it may be one of the most ambitious EPs ever released, period. And, as improbable as it sounds, there's still more. Prior to Street Date, Relient K will launch an online scavenger hunt. Oh, no, we have done this one. We have gone over this one, I think.
Yeah, Jessica, I know. I could tell.
That will give fans a chance to download numerous B-sides that will not be included on the disc. The hunt begins June 16th at the band's MySpace site and will continue through June 30th. For additional information and clues, visit myspace.com/ReliantK. Man, like, I'm sad that I missed out on this crazy, like, little scavenger hunt. Nobody does stuff like that anymore, like, really intricate things with their website. Like, I remember the Donnie Darko website was really difficult to get into. Like, you had to have all of this very deep knowledge of, like, the movie and the world surrounding it in order to get into the website.
I suppose so.
Like, people don't do these very, like, high concept.
I'm sure there is some sort of high concept website out there, but
Well, I don't mean websites per se, but
just
promotion.
Do them for promotion. Yeah, they don't do them for promoting other things. I'm sure they're like the website. If there are artsy websites like that, it's the website itself is the thing, not that it's promoting a movie or anything.
Yeah, it's like a website that's a what do you call those things? Escape room.
Yeah, I remember the website for the Simpsons movie had the best Simpsons character creator. Like, I've looked at other Simpsons character creators since then, and none of them were as good as the one on the website.
Yeah,
it had so many hairstyles and faces and different outfits and stuff. I made like all our friends into Simpsons characters, and none of the Simpsons character creators that exist today are as good as that one. On the website for AI, artificial intelligence, and this is 2001 because that movie I remember came out the summer before 9/11. There was like an AI you could have a conversation with, but it was like a very, early 2000s, very basic AI. Like, Alexa is much more complex now. Siri is barely more complex. And I would just play around with the thing and try to get it to loop things. And then I went back to it years later, like 2005, 2006, and it had like broken down severely. Like people messing with it for years. So anyway, we can move on to videos, and as I was talking about, we'll play this one first. They played this song a couple times live. I did not look at set list, but I'm guessing based off of the very few YouTube videos that this has not been a big staple of them performing it live. It looks like they only played it around the time the album was new and then didn't play it much after that, which is a shame because it's such a great song. Mm-hmm. And this would be a great like cool down middle of the set sort of song. Slow dance, like get that gal, get that guy, and slow dance. So
one last thing.
Yeah. At
least we made it this far has been Shazammed 2,437 times.
That's not that much.
It's not.
So here's a video uploaded by Kenneth Young 11 years ago on April 26th, 2009. In this video, Thiessen, it's so funny because, I keep talking about this episode, but it answered most of our Bird and B-Sides questions. When we had John Schneck on, we were had been, for all the Bird and the B-Sides episodes leading up to that, trying to figure out what's the point of this album, why is it a full-length album, pretending to be an EP, what's the deal? Before he answered that question for us, we'd go online and look at Bird and the B-Sides interviews, and they would always have this very like media prepared stock answer of, we wanted to put something together fun for the fans. It's like it's like David Lynch, like with the same response to the same old questions every time. Like they never really explained why is this album the way it is. Well, here in this video uploaded by Kenneth Young in 2009, Thiessen like full on explains why this album exists. I was kind of shocked that when I was like, the answer was there to be found the whole time in this YouTube video.
We're having a blast. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to play some acoustic songs just so, hopefully I can make it through the end of this set, We're going to do some fun ones. This next one is off our last album. It's not actually an actual album that we released. We released a B-Sides record last summer. It's called The Bird and the B-Sides. It's got 26 songs on it, and it's 13 of them are new, and we're going to play a new one right now. But that actually got us out of our record deal, which we had signed with GOT Records like back in, 98, a developmental deal or something. And now we're gonna re-sign with GOT, but they're also gonna give us our own record label to run. It's called Mono vs. Stereo. We're gonna be putting out a full-length Relient K record. LP number 6 is gonna come out probably in the fall.
So he was very chatty that night.
Yeah.
Very forthcoming. He's like, yeah, we did Bird and the B-Sides to complete our record contract that went back to 1998 because, as we also know, Capitol Records and GOT, ostensibly are the same record label as far as Relient K is concerned. Like there was no like transferring them. They're part of the same parent company, so they just it was under the exact same record contract they signed with GOT in what here he says 98, and the record comes out 2 years later. The first record came out 2 years later. It's the same record contract they were under in Capitol. They do Bird and the B-Sides, and now they're done. But they liked GOT, I guess, so they re-signed, they re-upped with GOT. But now I guess, I would imagine when you're Relient K and nobody cares who you are in 1998, the terms of the record deal were probably not what you wanted them to be by the time, 2004, 2005. Right. So they're like, okay, this ends it. We're done. So maybe, I wonder now if that is also like they were saying, maybe Relient K's thinking based off of this was, we want to do LP number 6. It's going to be called Forget Not Slow Down, but we don't want to do it under the terms of our old contracts. You know what I mean? Like they could have made Forget Not Slow Down. They could have waited, or maybe they had to get it out by a certain year. Maybe that's why Bird and the B-Sides was rushed. But either way, they could have said, let's do LP number 6 and get it out there and be done with our contracts.
I mean, of the new songs, Thiessen is definitely in a different headspace. So I don't know if those songs were pre-written or if...
Right. I wonder if these were proto versions of Forget Not Slow Down songs in a way. Because, like this song, if it is about his fiancée from Forget Not Slow Down, then is he getting in that headspace already? But they're not officially broken up yet. I don't know what the timeline is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, are some of these Bird and the B-Side songs like proto demos, like forming ideas of what Forget Not Slow Down's going to be? We're both shrugging. We're two braces babies who are over here shrugging. So let's listen to a little of Kenneth Young's YouTube video as they play the song live. The piano is lovely in this song. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
Like when there's more piano-driven Relient K songs starting around this era, this is such a lovely use of the piano. It's not driving the song, it's just kind of accenting it, and it's just a nice little thing. The song reminds me of therapy a lot in a way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did go, after I had listened to this song a bunch of times in a row and then listened through all of Bird and the B-Sides, I then switched over and put on Forget and Not Slow Down.
Yeah, so when people talk about the trilogy of Forget, Collapsible Lung, and Air for Free, maybe the real trilogy is maybe Nashville, Tennessee P is the prequel to the trilogy. Maybe it's the comic book prequel. You know how some movies, they release a comic book leading up to the story. So let's watch this Vimeo YouTube video. I just can't get around the idea that there's a fan video specifically on Vimeo. This is uploaded by Garrett Humberston 11 years ago. Uploaded this for Lion K, At Least We Made It This Far fan video. Jessica had found this on her deep dive and texted it to me and said, look what I found this.
I didn't watch it, though.
Right. It is very well shot. They're kind of trying to be artsy with these very close-up shots of their eyes and their ears and get out of focus and back in focus on purpose. Trying to be very stylized with this digital camera. It's almost working. But once they pull out a little bit more, it works a lot better. So see, they're on telephones. And he's driving. I guess, the context of the song would be that he's in a touring band.
Right.
He's a touring crew, like the Broken Bones.
Yeah, but you could read it as this is like a song from the 70s about being a long-haul trucker,
right,
just out riding the road.
He's so clearly in some 70s Toyota, 80s Toyota.
Yeah.
The car that his dad handed him down in the video, at least. So they're just missing each other. She's in her bedroom and he's looking upset and he's just driving along. Maybe he's a door-to-door salesman.
Could be.
Out there selling vacuums, or maybe he's like a cocaine runner. Maybe he works for the mob and he's got to drive a trunk full of cocaine from
she goes
Tulsa to Modesto.
Yeah, so she goes, she's got an engagement ring on, and she's sort of stroking the ring on her hand and looking at a picture of the two of them while he unfolds a map and is looking all over. And she's trying to decide what to wear when he gets home. That's cute. This is cute. Oh, that intersection gave me massive anxiety though. It's like a 6-way intersection.
Oh, you know what? A good FMV would be to edit this from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, this isn't as cute if you go with my cocaine runner theory. Yay! They met up. They're hugging. He's motorboating her. Watch your face.
Oh, that's a pretty shot. We got some nice lens flares going. Oh, they sped up the footage.
Yeah. Oh, he pulled out a ring. And she's not that impressed.
But she already had an engagement ring on earlier.
He looks like the guy. He looks like the kid. He looks like the main kid from Stranger Things. But this is 11 years ago, and he's already 18. Maybe he's his older cousin.
He looks like the kid from Stranger Things meets Screech from Saved by the Bell.
So there you go. Garrett
that was great.
Yeah, Garrett Humberston also has location scouting take 2 for untitled projects and Lover's Leap location scouting.
Nice.
There's another FMV, which is this beautiful dog.
Oh.
It's just a tribute to their dog. This is uploaded by Zebra and Dog, who have 1,000 subscribers.
So cute.
Service Dog music video tribute 11. At Least We Made It This Far. And this is uploaded only 6 months ago. The podcast existed when this was put together. And I guess it's a service dog of some sort. Looks like a Ramon. It looks like Joey Ramone.
Totally. Actually, maybe it's a poodle mix.
Very, very tall dog. Very curly hair. They groom it very nicely so its body is short. Its body hair is short, but its head has long curly hair. Also, the dog's
Super
haircut.
cute.
The dog's haircut looks like 2 out of 3 moms that I knew in the 80s when I was a kid. They all had these perms.
Perms were big back then. My mom had a perm.
Does your mom still have a perm?
No.
Then it wasn't that permanent, was it? It's a lie. She should sue. Everyone should sue the hair industry.
I had a perm.
You did?
In elementary school.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of that.
Because my hair is naturally like stick straight. And so I don't remember why. I guess it was my mom's idea. I don't know. She took me to the beauty parlor and I had curly hair for a while because she got me a perm.
I've seen pictures of you with your little Lord Fauntleroy haircut. Good day. My name's Jessica.
It's after that.
Could you give me a tuppence?
It's like first grade.
It's so cold out here on the London streets.
I had like a bowl cut in the first grade. It was so unfortunate. This is like my hair had all grown back.
You and the Artful Dodger. You and the Artful Dodger were out there trying to make enough money to get hair extensions.
This was like 3 or 4 years later.
So, A Turn 3D uploaded this video on how to play At Least We Made It This Far by Relient K.
Nice.
He looks familiar. So it's just an instruction video.
Nice.
I like how he split the image to get it all like to instead of just showing so many other tutorial videos for songs just show you the whole
fretboard.
Well, the whole guitar in one
guitar,
shot.
yeah.
But instead it looks like he did one shot or maybe 2 shots. Like I can't tell if it's, but basically he split the shot so it's closer up on the fretboard and closer up on the strumming hand. But I wonder if he took the same shot and split it in 2. Or actually, probably didn't have 2 cameras. It must be the same shot split in 2.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Interesting. So one thing you'll note from this song is it is very simple open chords. And that means that the covers are all very nice and very good. Very big comparison to last week when we had such a complex song and the covers were not good, except for a handful of them. This week, like pretty much every cover is good, and every cover is an acoustic bedroom cover. No one did any big variations in terms of genre or instrumentation. No full band covers that I found. I was also kind of except of course for the Piano Dreamers. So let's hear Piano Dreamers first, and then we'll hear a couple acoustic covers.
Something about this sounds slightly off to me. It sounds a little off.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it's in the wrong key or something.
Or also, it sounds like a very electric piano. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know what type of piano the Piano Dreamers usually use, or the Piano Dreamer, whoever does the Piano Dreamer projects, which I do think is sort of cover bot-ish. It's because it's one of those things where you'll find the Relient K piano tribute uploaded like 3 times as 3 completely different looking albums, but it's literally the same track. So it is got a cover bot mentality going for whoever uploads these. This track sounds a little bit more like electric, a little bit fake, a little bit faker or something, you know what I mean? Whereas many of their other tracks sound a little at least fuller, like they're being played on a real piano or at least a real good MIDI keyboard or something. There was one time we did an episode where we listened to two different versions of the same Piano Dreamers Relient K tribute thing, and we thought they were different tracks because like they were just like they just sounded a little bit different, like however they were processed into the YouTube video. We thought they were different, and then I edited one out. After we uploaded the episode, I was like, we were like, oh, this one stinks. Oh, but this one's better. And I was doing like final quality control listen, and I was like, oh, they're the same track. We were at the airport, and I like got my computer out, edited the episode, and got it uploaded before we had to get on our plane. And though this is pre-COVID, but it's really funny in the comments for this Piano Dreamer song. And keep in mind, like this is at least an officially published thing. Like I assume the Piano Dreamers and whatever company makes them have to have like paid the licensing fees for all these things because they're on all the official streaming sites. It's not just like some guy or some girl trying it out on the keyboard and then uploading it to YouTube. It's like an officially published track. Well, the Gen Wedge 4 years ago didn't understand that because they posted awesome cover, sheet music, and then a couple days later they wrote, would still love this sheet music if you have a set. It's like it's not even like it's not even like this is a YouTube channel.
Right.
Like this is just YouTube. This is just a YouTube music upload.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's that. And then
I'm pretty sure you can get the sheet music from this album on like Amazon or somewhere.
I don't know if Bird and the B-Sides is available. I know that 5 Score
I think it might be because I never click into them, but I always get a lot of those in my dives.
Maybe it's not like a nicely published book. Maybe it just comes from some sort of like publisher or something. Like
they have a lot of those.
Yeah, like some.
They have those for pretty much like every song where it's like, oh, $1.99 for this sheet music on whatever.
But that doesn't mean it's bound in a book that
Correct.
you could also buy at Guitar Center or Barnes and Noble. Okay. Well, now we can get into the covers, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 acoustic covers. We have 23 acoustic covers. We obviously got to play Adam Goff.
So you're picking your favorite 20, and we're going from there.
So we got to play Adam Goff because he's been a supporter of the podcast. So let's hear that first.
Say those words, but we can't look into each other's eyes and know, well, I guess we made it, or at least we made it this far, and it all looks smooth from here. Oh, and in a future day there may be waves, but I would say the skies never look so clear. Oh, and I guess we made it. It ain't far to go from here.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, that sounds great. So basically, like this song is very simple. So basically, the only thing is your ability to sing and play is the limit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we love Adam's covers. They're great. And like any other name, I can read off some names. And I didn't get a chance to listen to all of these, and I think they all sound about the same, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of, like, people's voices and people's ability with open chords on an acoustic guitar. So I'll read some names, and you tell me what sounds interesting. We've got Brad Perry. We've got Alex. We've got My Lover's Ex-Suicide.
Yep.
Okay, let's listen to My Lover's Ex-Suicide.
not as emo-y as I had hoped. No, it was nice.
That is nice. So then we can also listen to, I think we'll do 2 more, and we're just going to base them off of their names. And you got to pick.
The best way to judge someone.
Yeah. We got Lily, we got Sam, we got Kelsey, we got Dan, we got Kevin, we got Matthew, we got Zach, we got Rock My Chucks 82.
Yep.
182. Rock My Chucks 182.
Ooh, the 182 makes me
iffy, but here we go. This is Rock My Chucks 182. I'm going to skip a little further into the song than the other ones.
I was so distracted by the posters in the background and trying to figure them out. There's one that like maybe looks like Joe Camel or something. I couldn't figure out what that one was. It was, or maybe like a lady silhouette.
No, it's the Boondock Saints. And it's their hands with the guns. It's just a close-up of their hands holding the guns.
Okay.
And they're like rosary beads around their hands. And then that's a Rancid Let the Dominoes Fall poster. And I can't identify the other posters. Yeah, so that's Rock My Chucks, which is a very Relient K name, because as we know, they love Chuck Taylors, and they love girls that wear Chuck Taylors, according to the book Complex Infrastructure, known as The Female Mind.
That's right.
Patreon.com/Sadie Hawkins Pod. We're getting close to the end of that book.
We are. I mean, technically, when you're flipping through it, we're like about halfway through, but we did just last week finish recording the last girl stereotype, which was exciting.
What else? I guess
shipping videos. You have shipping videos for me?
No, there's no shipping videos.
What?
We watched both. We started with fan videos because there were only 2. There was the dog, and there was the fully shot music video.
Bummer.
So let's
Relient K community, get on that.
So I'm gonna pick some dudes. Do you want Brad? Garrett, or Jeremy?
Let's do Garrett.
Here we go. Garrett C. You're up next on Sadie Hawkins Pod.
I'm so tired of the phone, baby. I don't like the tone, the way we say I love you 1,000 times. We say those words, but we can't look into each other's eyes. Oh, but I guess we made it, or at least we made it this far, and it all looks smooth from here.
Garrett loves video games. He's got a Street Fighter shirt. He's got a Zelda and a Street Fighter poster and many other anime-esque video game characters that I cannot identify.
Wonder Woman's up there.
Is that a Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think there's one in the corner.
I think it's just a female character from a video game. Video games are filled with strong female characters. Thank you very much, Jessica. I know that doesn't fit your worldview. You can't imagine there being girls that participate in video games or are represented in the games themselves. But it's time that you wake up.
What it's like to have to face the fact you might let go. I won't stand for any thought of that. Heavens no.
You know what? Go back and play Lily for me.
Okay.
Lily seems like she's going to deliver with that soulful lady voice that I like so much.
Just the name. Did we
Just
play
the name
Lily?
Nope.
We didn't play Lily. Okay, here's Lily. This will be the last one, and then we'll do our outro, which we forgot to do last week. So let's remember. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll do that. Ready? Here we go. Here's Lily. I'm going to skip halfway through.
Look into each other's eyes. Oh, I guess we made it. Or at least we made it this far. It all looks good. Oh, these are days you made me waste, but I must
That's exactly what I was looking for, but she did not disappoint. I loved it. Good job, Lily.
Good. You know, I realized what last thought on the song is, especially when I listened to it, just thinking of it in terms of Love My Chucks 182 or whatever it was, how, and that also that last video game guy and how he kind of looked like pop punk video game guy.
Right.
Like, this song is obviously very much enjoyed. A lot of people have covered it, like over 30 covers on YouTube. And a lot of pop punk people like it, but it's supposed to be a country song, right? Like, Relient K, even in one of these videos, live videos I found, said this is a country song, but that dut 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 thing in the bridge, that's a very pop punk thing. I mean, it's like so many other Relient K songs have that stop.
Yeah.
None the least of which is Sadie Hawkins' dance.
I was going to say maybe that's why they don't play this one live that much, because they just don't like doing that thing.
Right, and I've heard that interview with Hoops where he's like, yeah, how many times do we play Sadie Hawkins' dance, and we just gotta go dut 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 every night. And it's like, well, then stop writing so many songs that go dut 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 dut, because there's so many Relient K songs. So there's the pop punk band Homegrown. They have a song. It's like, there's too many stops in this song, and it's like parroting how many pop punk bands do stops, and that was in like 96 or 7 or 8.
Oh wow.
So they were calling it the prescient song. Anyway, yes, our new outro is, do you like this song better, the same, or less than when we started?
I think I actually like it better.
I think I like it better as well. I definitely understand it better.
Yeah, for sure.
And mopping up from last week, because we had a guest we forgot entirely to discuss which to bury us or the hatchet. If you can go put your brain back there a week ago, do you think you liked it better, the same, or less than when we recorded it? I'll tell you, for me, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because that song never blew me out of the water like it does for many other fans. I enjoy it, but I didn't,
So I really enjoyed the song before, and I still really enjoy the song.
So it's which to bury is the same, but this song this week, at least we made it this far.
I thought you were going to make me go back and have a whole which to bury discussion. I was like, oh wait, what?
But before we go, we have to do our new outro for every song from the first year of the podcast before we did it.
Okay, so wake up call. Wait, hello McFly. Oops. We haven't even done wake up call yet, have we? I don't even know. Damn it.
We just wasted 83 minutes of your life.